Most families change cars 5 or 6 times before the house is finally paid off. Buy one of these instead and it could still be in the driveway when that last mortgage payment clears. Reliable, useful, and refusing to quit. These are 12 family cars built for long roads, busy years, tight budgets, and miles that keep climbing long after the new car smell is forgotten. The rule before we start: a family car does not have to be new to feel safe, comfortable, or dependable. In fact, the smartest family buy is often the one that has already taken its big depreciation hit, has a known engine under the hood, and comes with a folder of boring service receipts. That is the kind of car that gets children to school, carries college boxes, handles airport pickups, and keeps working when the home loan has finally become history. These 12 are not magic. Everyone needs an inspection. Everyone needs oil, tires, brakes, fluids, and an owner who does not ignore a warning light for 6 months. But they have something most disposable modern cars do not always offer: a proven path to serious mileage. IC Cars analyzed nearly 400 million vehicles for its current long-life study, and the models on this list show a real chance of reaching 250,000 miles or beyond. Some have family room comfort. Some save fuel like a small appliance. Some haul a full crew, a dog, a stroller, and a week of groceries without complaining. The mortgage angle is not a promise that one car will literally last 30 years. It is a way of shopping. Buy the right engine, fix the small stuff early, keep a repair fund, and stop trading a good vehicle for a shiny payment. We are counting down the family cars that can make that plan feel real, not reckless. If this kind of long-term car buying saves your family money, subscribe. We focus on proven machines, honest maintenance, and vehicles built for real life. Number 12. Toyota Prius, 2006 through 2009. At first glance, this looks like the least likely family car on the list. It is small, quiet, shaped like a rolling wedge, and not exactly the vehicle most people picture when they imagine a car that outlives a mortgage. But the second-generation Prius belongs here because it can make the family budget breathe. In the current IC Cars study, the Prius carries a 12.2% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, more than twice the overall average. That is serious high-mile proof for a car people once called a battery gamble. The reason it survives is not one magical part. The 1.5 gas engine does not work alone all day. The electric motor helps it move from stop to stop. Regenerative braking saves brake pads. The hybrid transaxle does not shift through a pile of clutches like a regular automatic. Everything is designed around low stress, and low stress is where longevity starts. For a small family, the practical side is better than people expect. You get 4 doors, a rear hatch, a low cargo floor, room for groceries, backpacks, a folded stroller, and enough rear seat space for children or smaller adults. Kelley Blue Book currently shows a typical 2008 Prius around the mid-$4,000 range at a dealer, although clean touring cars, strong battery reports, and low miles can cost more. In the real market, expect roughly $3,500 to $7,000, depending on title history, pack condition, tires, and location. The good years here are 2006 through 2009, but only after a battery scan and recall check. Do not lump later third-generation Prius issues into this pick, because those cars need a different inspection story. On this one, listen for brake actuator noise after you open the driver's door. Check the 12-volt battery, look for water around the rear hatch, inspect the hybrid battery cooling fan, confirm inverter pump work, and look closely for catalytic converter theft repairs. A clean battery report is valuable. A seller saying, "It still gets great mileage," is not a battery report. Choose this one when your household needs the lowest fuel bill, easy parking, and a hatchback that can handle normal family errands without eating every paycheck at the pump. The future battery is the honest expense to plan for, but that is why you buy it cheap, inspect it hard, and keep a reserve. The Prius is not the biggest family car here. It is the cheapest long-haul entry, and number 11 carries a whole crew with bigger doors, more cargo room, and a Honda setup that avoids one complication. Number 11. Honda Pilot, 2006 through 2008 four-wheel drive. When the family grows faster than the budget, a first-generation Pilot can look like a lifeline. It has room for 8, a square rear opening, wide doors, a third row that can actually carry people, and prices that make newer 3-row SUVs look almost rude. The version to target is the 2006 through 2008 four-wheel drive Pilot. Honda's own 2008 materials show the four-wheel drive Pilot used the 3.5 V6 without variable cylinder management, while the two-wheel drive version used the cylinder deactivation setup. That detail matters because we are shopping for the simpler long-term path, not just the lowest listing. IC Cars puts the Pilot at a 13.1% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, and that is solid proof for a family hauler this old. The durability recipe is simple. A naturally aspirated V6, a 5-speed automatic, sturdy unibody construction, ordinary part support, and a drivetrain every Honda shop has seen 1,000 times. Current Kelley Blue Book data puts a typical 2008 Pilot between roughly $4,000 and $6,000 before the real market starts moving it around for condition, miles, rust, and trim. In snowy states, clean four-wheel drive examples can ask more, and they should if the underside is dry. This is the cheapest big family SUV entry, but it is not a free pass. Timing belt and water pump proof are non-negotiable. If the seller does not know when it was done, price the whole job into the deal. Check transmission shifts when cold and hot. Listen for motor mount vibration. Ask about rear differential fluid. Test the VTM four-wheel drive system on a loose or wet surface if possible. Inspect the subframe, rear trailing arm areas, brake lines, power steering hoses, air conditioning, rear seat latch function, and every door lock. A Pilot can handle a full car of kids, a long beach trip, or a winter grocery run without making the driver feel like he is piloting a bus. The trade-off is fuel. This is a V6 SUV, not a Prius, so it will use gallons. But the purchase price, useful space, and repair familiarity can make it a smart family tool for years. Choose this one when you need real third-row seating, winter confidence, and a low entry price without gambling on an unfamiliar luxury crossover. Skip it if the timing belt history is missing, the transmission flares, or the frame looks like it spent 10 winters parked in salt. The Pilot is the cheap 8-seat workhorse. Number 10 proves a family can travel in soft, quiet comfort without stepping into luxury car money. Number 10. Toyota Avalon, 2011 through 2012. Long family drives feel different when nobody is fighting for legroom. The seats do not beat you up, and the engine does not sound like it is trying to escape the hood. That is the quiet strength of the final years of the third-generation Avalon, from 2011 through 2012. It is the comfort sedan on this list, the car for parents who do not need SUV height, but still want their passengers to arrive without a sore back and a bad mood. IC Cars gives the Avalon an 18.9% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, one of the best figures in the entire study. Under the hood is Toyota's 3.5 V6, a smooth, naturally aspirated engine with strong parts support, paired with a conventional 6-speed automatic. It has enough power to merge with a full trunk, carry adults in back, and climb a long grade without the strained feeling some 4-cylinder family sedans create. For this generation, current used prices often fall around $7,500 to $10,000 for good examples, while low-mileage limited cars can sit higher. Condition matters more than trim here. A worn-out luxury package is not better than a clean base car with records. The practical side is simple. The rear seat is broad. The trunk is large enough for luggage, folding chairs, sports bags, and a week of warehouse store groceries. The ride is soft without feeling loose, and the front seats are wide enough for people who have outgrown narrow sport bolsters. The good years are 2011 and 2012, the last of this body style and the straightforward V6 formula. Earlier Avalons can still be durable, but age starts adding suspension, cooling, electronic, and rubber seal costs. Inspect water pump seepage, timing cover oil mist, engine mounts, strut noise, transmission behavior, air conditioning, power rear sunshade if equipped, tire quality, and service records. Do not ignore a small coolant smell. On a long-life car, little leaks are how big bills begin. Choose this one when your family wants a large sedan that can swallow highway miles, carry adults comfortably, and keep operating costs calmer than a big SUV. It is not a minivan. It is not a truck. It is a quiet adult car that makes a 300-mile day feel shorter. The Avalon is the long-distance sofa, but number 9 gives you a higher seat, a hatch, and the kind of simple 4-cylinder layout that independent mechanics know by heart. Number 9. Honda CR-V. 2007 through 2011, some family cars earn trust by doing exciting things. The third-generation CR-V earns it by making daily life feel easy. It starts, shifts, parks, loads, and gets out of its own way. That is why it belongs on a list about decades, not trends. IC Cars puts the Honda CR-V at a 10.6% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles. The durability reason is the naturally aspirated 2.4K series engine, the 5-speed automatic, and a parts network so deep that almost every independent shop knows the layout. There is no turbocharger hiding in a tight engine bay. There is no complex luxury suspension waiting to ask for money. It is a simple, compact SUV with a strong record, and that can make it one of the cheapest family vehicles to keep through the busy years. Kelley Blue Book currently shows a 2009 CR-V from roughly $7,300 to a little over $8,000 in dealer fair purchase data, with the real number moving for rust, all-wheel drive, miles, and trim. The good years are 2007 through 2011, with smooth shifts and documented fluid service. Keep later CVT CR-Vs out of this conversation because they need a different inspection path. The family advantages are all in the shape. The rear doors open wide for child seats. The cargo floor is low. The hatch is easy to load. The rear seats fold cleanly for groceries, a stroller, sports gear, or a dog crate. It is small enough that a new driver can park it without panic, but it is not cramped for a family of 4. Check the oil level, cold start, transmission behavior, rear differential service on all-wheel drive models, air conditioning performance, wheel bearing noise, rear quarter rust, spare tire well water, suspension clunks, and tire matching. The air conditioning compressor deserves attention because a weak system can turn a humble repair into a summer of pure misery. Choose this one when you want the family SUV that your local mechanic understands, your teenager can learn to drive, and your budget can be maintained without drama. It will not tow a big trailer or carry 8 people, but it can do school runs, weekend trips, rainy parking lots, and 15 years of normal life with astonishing calm. The CR-V is the practical 4-person pick. Number 8 opens the sliding doors and shows why, for a larger family, an honest minivan can outwork every fashionable SUV in the driveway. Number 8. Toyota Sienna, 2011 through 2014. The best family car is not always the one people want to be seen in. Sometimes it is the one that gets a sleeping toddler out without waking him, carries a folded stroller without removing a wheel, and lets grandparents climb in without needing a step stool. That is the Sienna, and this is the indestructible minivan pick. The 2011 through 2014 V6 models use Toyota's 3.5 engine and 6-speed automatic, a proven combination built for hauling people, bags, and real life. The current long-life study includes minivans only sparingly, but the bigger proof comes from how these vehicles are used and maintained. Autoblog recently reported on a Toyota Sienna that reached the odometer's 999,999 kilometers limit. That was an older generation, not a promise that every later Sienna will reach the same number, but it shows what a simple Toyota family hauler can do with serious maintenance. In today's market, clean 2011 through 2014 V6 Siennas usually sit around $8,000 to $14,000, with all-wheel drive, lower miles, and higher trims bringing more. This is not the cheapest car here, but it may be the best big family tool. Sliding doors make tight parking lots easier. The low step-in height helps small kids and older relatives. The third row is usable. The cargo area can swallow sports gear, coolers, suitcases, and all the random stuff that somehow follows a family of 5. Available all-wheel drive adds winter confidence, though all 4 tires must match. The good years are those 2011 through 2014 V6 vans with working doors and a clear service file. Avoid vans with tired power doors, harsh shifts, rusty subframes, cargo area water leaks, mismatched tires, or interiors that look like they survived 10 years of spilled juice and full contact soccer. Test both sliding doors several times. Run the liftgate. Check rear air conditioning. Inspect coolant condition, water pump history, rear shocks, brake wear, seat tracks, and every belt latch. A family van is a hard-use machine, so the interior tells the truth about the owner. Choose this one when you need maximum day-to-day usefulness and do not care whether the neighbors think an SUV looks cooler. The Sienna is for families who want one vehicle to carry people, cargo, memories, and chaos without turning every road trip into a Tetris game. It is the minivan that can outlast the mortgage because it was built to survive the years when life is busiest. Number 7 takes that same long-haul mindset and moves it into a quieter, softer crossover for parents who want family comfort with a little more polish. Number 7. Lexus RX. 350 2010 through 2012. After enough long drives, parents begin to understand something that teenagers do not. A quiet cabin is not boring. It is a luxury. The Lexus RX 350 from 2010 through 2012 earns its place as the soft-seat family crossover, not because it is flashy, but because it makes a long day feel less tiring. IC Cars gives the regular Lexus RX a 10.7% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, and the durability reason is familiar Toyota logic. The naturally aspirated 3.5 V6 is smooth and widely understood. The 6-speed automatic is conventional. The driving mission is gentle. Nobody bought this crossover to bounce it off the rev limiter or drag race a stoplight. They bought it for comfort, and that lower stress life matters. Current used prices often run from about $9,000 to $15,000, with front-wheel drive cars lower, clean all-wheel drive examples higher, and low-mile luxury packages asking more. The good years here are 2010 through 2012, RX 350s with full records. Keep RX hybrids out of this pick, because battery condition changes the conversation. The family's practicality is better than some people expect. The rear seat is wide enough for children or adults. The hatch handles a stroller, travel bags, a medium dog crate, or a full grocery run. The entry height is friendly. The ride is soft enough that rough pavement does not become a daily fight. It is not a 3-row truck, and it should not be purchased as one. This is for a family that wants comfort for 4 or 5, not a football team. Inspect water pump seepage, timing cover mist, transmission shifts, power liftgate function, infotainment screen, air conditioning, front struts, tire wear, wheel bearings, and service history. Lexus parts can cost more than Toyota parts, so do not buy one that needs everything at once. A dead liftgate, worn tires, weak shocks, and a cooling leak can turn a premium deal into a painful first year. Choose this one when your family travels often. You want a quiet crossover, and you are willing to maintain comfort features before they become expensive. The RX is not the bargain basement choice. It is the comfortable choice that can stay with a family through school years, college visits, and every holiday drive in between. Buy the family vehicle that fits your real life, not the one with the flashiest grille, newest screen, or biggest payment. The RX proves that soft, calm comfort can be a smart, long-term value. Number 6 comes back to a regular sedan, because not every family needs an SUV to protect a budget for decades. Number 6. Honda Accord, 2008 through 2012, with the 2.44 cylinder. A lot of families spend too much money chasing crossover height, when what they really need is a roomy sedan that starts every morning and does not create a repair crisis every other month. The 4-cylinder Accord from 2008 through 2012 is the bulletproof gas sedan choice. IC Cars gives the Accord an 8.8% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, and that number reflects a design people have trusted for years. The naturally aspirated 2.4K series engine is simple by modern standards, with a timing chain, normal parts availability, and enough power for school runs, highway merges, and a full trunk. The conventional 5-speed automatic is not glamorous, but it is familiar, and familiar parts are usually cheaper parts. Keep V6 Accord models out of this entry. Their variable cylinder management system creates a different risk and a different shopping conversation. The good years are 2008 through 2012 4-cylinder sedans, with service records and normal shifting. Current used prices generally run around $4,500 to $8,500, with clean EXL cars and lower mile examples at the higher end. The family case is very strong. The rear bench can handle teenagers. The trunk is wide enough for luggage, school projects, a stroller, or a full Costco run. The ride is stable at highway speed, and tires and brakes cost less than they do on a big SUV. That is how lifetime costs stay under control. You're not buying giant wheels, giant fuel bills, or a third row you barely use. You are buying a car that can work every day without feeling cheap. Inspect oil leaks, cold start sound, transmission shifts, power steering noise, air conditioning, brake vibration, suspension clunks, rocker rust, tire age, and service receipts. A clean Accord often looks unremarkable on a used lot, and that is a good sign. The best ones were driven by people who changed oil, bought decent tires, and did not turn every car into a social media project. Choose this one when you want a family sedan that is easy to drive, easy to park, comfortable at 70 miles per hour, and simple enough to keep through years of mortgage payments, school activities, and weekend errands. It is the old school answer, but old school can be smart when the goal is long ownership. The Accord is the plain gas car winner. Number 5 proves a hybrid can lower the fuel bill for years without making the family learn a new routine. Number 5, Toyota Camry Hybrid 2012 through 2014. The easiest way to make a family car last longer is sometimes to make it work less. That is the Camry Hybrid's quiet advantage. The 2012 through 2014 models use Toyota's 2.5 Atkinson cycle engine and hybrid transaxle. So the gas engine gets help every time the car moves away from a light or crawls through traffic. IC Cars puts the Camry Hybrid at a 10.2% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles. That is not just a fuel economy number, it is a longevity number. And it matters because the hybrid system cuts stress in ways a regular sedan cannot. Regenerative braking means fewer brake jobs. The ECVT does not hunt through regular gears. The engine shuts off when it can. The result is a family sedan that can save money at the pump while still giving you a normal rear seat, normal trunk, and normal driving experience. Kelley Blue Book currently lists a typical 2012 Camry Hybrid from the low $8,000 range into the $10,000 range, depending on trim. In the real used market, expect roughly $8,000 to $12,500 for clean cars with a battery scan, service records, and no accident history. The good years are 2012 through 2014, and they should be checked as hybrids, not treated like ordinary Camrys. Ask for a battery health report, inspect the cooling fan, check the 12-volt battery, listen for brake actuator noise, look for water pump seepage, drive it long enough to feel the transition between electric and gas power. It should be smooth, not jerky, loud, or confused. Look at the driver's seat, pedals, and steering wheel too. Camry hybrids can be commuter workhorses and rideshare cars, which is not automatically bad if the service history is clean. The family's practicality is quiet but strong. Rear air vents, a full rear bench, a large trunk, and low fuel use make this one of the cheapest family cars to operate over 15 years. You do not need a charger. You do not need to change your habits. You put gas in it, service it, and let it save gallons. Choose this one when your family drives enough miles for fuel savings to matter, but still wants a normal sedan that can handle children, groceries, travel, and weekday commuting. Skip it if the battery is weak, the maintenance history is thin, or the seller thinks the Toyota badge means no inspection is needed. A clean Camry Hybrid is a budget protector. Number 4, adds cargo room, 3-row flexibility, and V6 power without walking away from the Toyota durability story. Number 4, Toyota Highlander, 2010 through 2013, with the 3.5 V6. There is a reason the Highlander keeps appearing in family driveways long after the first owners are gone. It does not try to be the toughest, fastest, or most dramatic SUV in the parking lot. It just does everything a family actually needs with very little fuss. The 2010 through 2013 V6 Highlander is the all-around family SUV on this list. IC Cars gives the Highlander a 12.7% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, and the durability reason is Toyota's 3.5 V6, a conventional automatic, common parts, and a design that was not chasing some temporary technology trend. It can carry kids, grandparents, luggage, groceries, and a light trailer without feeling like a giant truck. Current used prices usually run about $8,500 to $14,000, depending on trim, miles, front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, third-row condition, and regional demand. It is more money than a CR-V, but it gives you more room without the fuel and tire expense of a full-size SUV. The good years are 2010 through 2013 V6 models with documented cooling and transmission service. The 4-cylinder version can be fine for lighter duty, but this is a family long-haul list, and the V6 is the better fit when you carry passengers, cargo, and highway loads. The third row is not a limousine, but it is useful for children, friends, or the occasional extra adult. The rear doors are wide. Child seats are easier to manage than in many smaller crossovers. The cargo area handles daily life without forcing you into a minivan. Check water pump seepage, timing cover oil mist, warm shifts, all-wheel drive service, tire matching rear air conditioning, liftgate operation, suspension noise, cargo area leaks, and all seat latches. A forgotten liftgate or dead rear air can make a family SUV feel old fast. Choose this one when you need one vehicle for school runs, road trips, light towing, snow days, and grocery duty, but you do not want to drive a giant truck every morning. The lifetime cost win is balance. It is not the lowest fuel bill. It is not the largest cabin. It is the vehicle that can replace two smaller solutions with one calm, reliable family tool. The Highlander is the sensible middle ground. Number 3 is the surprising option for a family that needs a bed, a trunk, and a civilized ride without buying a full-size pickup. Number 3, Honda Ridgeline, 2009 through 2014. A family truck does not have to ride like a farm machine or turn every grocery run into a climb. The first-generation Ridgeline is the surprising family workhorse because it gives you 4 doors, a V6, all-wheel drive, a lockable in-bed trunk, and a ride that feels closer to a crossover than a body-on-frame pickup. IC Cars puts the Ridgeline at a 14.7% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, and that is strong proof for a vehicle that many truck buyers ignored because it was not traditional enough. That is exactly why it can be a smart used buy. The durability reason is Honda's 3.5 V6, 5-speed automatic independent suspension, and VTM 4-wheel drive system. The good years are 2009 through 2014 with timing belt records and clean rear differential service. Current use prices often sit between $7,500 and $12,000, with low-mile RTL trims and rust-free trucks moving higher. You are not buying a heavy-duty tow rig. You are buying a family vehicle that can carry bikes, lumber, mulch, camping gear, and messy home project supplies without putting the dirty stuff inside the cabin. The lockable bed trunk is one of those features that sounds minor until you use it. It holds groceries, tools, wet boots, ball gear, and all the things you do not want rolling around with your children. The rear seat is genuinely useful, and the ride is softer than most older trucks. That is where the lifetime value appears. It can be the family car during the week and the home improvement tool on Saturday. Inspection matters because many Ridgelines were used exactly as intended. Look for timing belt and water pump proof, transmission shifts, rear differential fluid service, rust, front suspension wear, bed trunk drain function, trailer wiring, tailgate hardware, tire matching, and air conditioning. Skip heavily towed, badly modified, or rusted examples. Oversized tires, hacked wiring, and a bent hitch tell you the truck may have lived a hard life. Choose this one when your family needs seats during the week, cargo room on the weekend, and a truck that will not punish everyone over every expansion joint. It will not win a drag race or impress the heavy-duty crowd, but it can save a family from owning both an SUV and a pickup. That is a real financial win. The Ridgeline is the unexpected long-haul tool. Number 2 gives you the rugged SUV version of the same promise, with body-on-frame strength and mileage proof that makes a lot of new crossovers look temporary. Number 2, Toyota 4Runner, 2010 through 2013 with the 4.0 V6. Some family vehicles are designed for the first owner. The 4Runner feels like it was designed for the third owner, the fourth owner, and the person who eventually buys it with 200,000 miles, because it still looks ready for a camping trip. That is why the 2010 through 2013 4Runner with the 4.0 V6 is the legendary engine SUV choice. IC Cars gives the 4Runner a 32.9% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, nearly 7 times the industry average. That is not a tiny edge. It is a huge signal that this platform has a different long life profile than the average family SUV. The reason is easy to understand. Body-on-frame construction, a naturally aspirated V6, a 5-speed automatic, strong parts support, and a design built for rough roads rather than soft showroom praise. The good years are stock 2010 through 2013 SR5 or limited models with clean maintenance records. Current used prices generally run around $12,000 to $19,000, though clean, low-mile examples, special trims, and rust-free trucks in high-demand regions can cost more. That is not cheap, but the value is in what you are buying. You are buying a vehicle that can survive snow, dirt roads, camping trips, family vacations, roof boxes, trailers, and years of daily driving without becoming a fragile luxury crossover. Family practicality depends on your needs. There is a useful cargo room, a high seating position, solid towing ability, and available third-row seating on certain models. The third row is best for children, not 6-foot adults, but it can save a family when friends come along. The ride is truck-like, and that needs to be said. This is not a Lexus RX. You will feel rough pavement. You will buy more fuel than you would in a Camry hybrid, but the trade is real toughness. Inspect the frame rails, control arm mounts, brake lines, suspension wear, four-wheel drive operation, transfer case service, differential fluid, roof rack damage, rear hatch operation, tire matching, and towing history. Avoid heavily lifted trucks, off-road abused trail models, unknown suspension setups, and sellers who call mud underneath character. Rust is not a character. Rust is a decision waiting to cost you money. Choose this one when your family needs a vehicle that can handle bad weather, poor roads, cargo, and a lot of years without feeling disposable. It is especially strong for households that camp, tow light trailers, drive on unpaved roads, or live where winter makes ordinary crossovers feel flimsy. The 4Runner is not the answer for every family. It is the answer for a family that needs durability more than low fuel bills. Buy proof, maintenance records, and a cold start test, not a famous badge or a low monthly payment. The 4Runner is the rugged legend, but number one is the full family machine with the strongest long mile proof in this entire video. Number 1. Toyota Sequoia, 2008 through 2012, with the 5.7 V8. The vehicle most likely to still be standing when the mortgage is paid is not a sedan, a hybrid, or a crossover with a clever touchscreen. It is a big old Toyota SUV with a V8, real frame rails, and enough room to carry the whole family without making anybody fold like luggage. The 2008 through 2012 Sequoia with the 5.7 V8 is the ultimate decade-plus family car on this list. IC Cars gives the Sequoia a 39.1% predicted chance of reaching 250,000 miles, more than 8 times the overall average. That is the highest figure in the study, and it is the reason this huge family hauler lands at number 1. The durability recipe is truck simple. A 5.7 V8 built for torque, a 6-speed automatic, body-on-frame construction, heavy cooling capacity, real towing hardware, and a parts network that will still exist when many newer luxury SUVs are on their third touchscreen. This is not the car for someone counting every gallon. Kelley Blue Book lists the 2008 Sequoia at roughly 15 miles per gallon combined, and that is the honest cost of moving a big, heavy V8 family truck. But the whole value argument is different. You are not buying it to win fuel economy contests. You are buying it because it can keep one large family in one vehicle, pull a trailer, carry a roof box, tow a boat, swallow luggage, and keep working long after smaller SUVs have been traded twice. Current used prices often range from about $9,500 to $18,000 for 2008 through 2012 examples. Low-mile limited and platinum trims, dry frames, and full records can push higher. A rusted truck with a low price can fall lower, but that is not the deal. That is the trap. The good years are 2008 through 2012. 5.7 V8 models with real service records, clean frames, and no neglected towing history. Do not buy one just because it starts. Start it cold. Listen for exhaust manifold ticks. Look for water pump seepage. Feel the 6-speed shifts. Inspect the frame rails, brake lines, control arm mounts, four-wheel drive system, rear differential, transfer case, tires, brakes, cooling system, and hitch equipment. Crawl under it with a flashlight. A Sequoia can outlast its owners, but it cannot outlast a rotten frame. The family's practicality is massive. Wide doors, 8-passenger seating, adult-size second row, a third row that is useful rather than symbolic, cargo room for a long vacation, towing strength for a camper, boat, or utility trailer. The big cabin changes family logistics. You can carry grandparents, kids, bags, and a dog without forcing somebody into a second car. That can matter more than people think. Fewer vehicles, fewer insurance bills, fewer separate maintenance schedules, fewer moments where someone says, "We will just take 2 cars." The lifetime running cost is not cheap in the small car sense. Tires are larger, brakes are bigger, fuel is real. But the ownership math can still work when one solid vehicle replaces a string of weaker purchases. It also helps that the engine is not a tiny turbo working hard to move a huge body. It is a relaxed truck V8 that was built for this weight. Choose this one when you have a large family, tow regularly, need real cargo room, drive in bad weather, or simply want one family vehicle that can handle almost anything life throws at it. Skip it if a fuel receipt makes you anxious, if the frame is crusty, or if you cannot afford truck-sized tires and maintenance. This is not a budget commuter. It is a family anchor. The Sequoia's best quality is not that it feels special on day one. It is that, with maintenance, it can still feel dependable after the kids are grown, the house is paid for, and the market has forgotten what year it was built. That is why it wins. It is not built for the cheapest fuel receipt. It is built for the family that wants one vehicle to keep when the kids grow up. The mortgage is gone, and most newer SUVs have already changed owners twice. The Sequoia earns number one because it combines massive space, real towing, high-mile proof, and the kind of old-school hardware that makes a buyer think in decades instead of leases. That is why a pre-purchase inspection is never wasted money here. It is the small price of knowing whether this Toyota is a keeper. Buyer verdict. Here is the family car map. The Prius is the low fuel winner for a small household that wants to save every mile. The Pilot is the cheapest 8-seat entry when timing belt records are clear. The Avalon is a wide-seat highway sedan. The CR-V is the mechanic-friendly compact SUV. The Sienna is the ultimate family tool when doors, cargo, and third-row space matter most. The RX is the quiet comfort crossover for a family that travels often. The Accord is the simple gas sedan choice. The Camry Hybrid is the long-term fuel saver with normal family car manners. The Highlander is the all-around SUV for most households. The Ridgeline is the surprise pick for families that need a bed without a rough truck ride. The 4Runner is the rugged long-haul machine. The Sequoia is the big family anchor. None of these should be bought on reputation alone. Check the oil before starting. Start it cold. Scan for codes. Let it warm fully. Feel every shift. Look underneath for leaks and rust. Check tire dates. Read service receipts. Set aside real money for the first year, because a good old car still needs fluids, brakes, rubber, and occasional repairs. A boring service file is a beautiful thing. Buy that, and you have a real shot at keeping a family car long enough for the mortgage story to become more than a hook. One more thing, mileage is not a verdict, and low mileage is not always a reward. A well-kept family car with 200,000 highway miles and receipts can be a better buy than a low-mile garage queen with old fluids, dry seals, and a missing service history. The pattern matters. Buy the owner, the records, the condition, and the way the vehicle behaves when fully warm after a long, honest road test. Click the next video before replacing another family car too soon. These 12 can stay in the driveway for decades, saving money, carrying memories, and refusing to quit.